Good evening. It is March 18th, 2017. One of my main, uh, I have a few other shows that I broadcast, but this is the main one that I go on. The main one that I broadcast with, and it is one of the major things that I really want to base what I talk about off today is really, and I'm going to make this short, is the fire of liberty that is, what it in a sense means to be fearless, and what is happening, what is undergoing, what is going on right now is the fearlessness is rising up through the ages. We're expressing ourselves more and being more able to be accepting, meaning we're not, in a sense, as we're not advocating for intolerance. We're not necessarily advocating for political correctness. We're sort of awakening. We realize the importance of what it's of this stuff that's been going on with I really appreciate how Kaya Jones described it at InfoWars yesterday. I was off the schedule a little bit. I was reading it yesterday. But I still, I go off of what, in a sense, she said about what it means, how important it is to be classy, and then, of course, what it means to be fearless, especially in America, and how we can build ourselves because we support ourselves, we support our families, and we support each other. We have the ability to say what we really, in a sense, believe in, I guess, or like what makes us unique, what makes us special, what makes us, I guess, classy, which is important fact to say. I mean, we have the absolute wondrous opportunity to build and to make ourselves grand, great, and extraordinarily remarkable. We are so, which is so important, we are so blessed with this great country that has been fought for and protected and defended over and over and over and over and over again. We have, of course, a responsibility to adhere to protecting the rights and to really treasure and the importance of what it means to not only live in this country but to work in this country and to support what it means to be free, to support what it means to have the things that we have, to be grateful for the things that we have to be grateful for. I mean, we are grand. We are we're awakening. It's a beautiful process as a whole. The entirety of humanity is awakening as a whole, and this is the moment where, this is the time, this is the moment, this is it, this is now, this is true awakening to providence, and what it means is to be free, what it means is to be fearless. Being fearless really is so well described, not necessarily by the example that is provided by the mindset that for some reason Snoop Dogg and Bow Wow have. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to go... Well, I probably should. I'm going to troll them, actually. I'm going to spend a little bit of time trolling them. It's really important that I do that. Especially on this episode of Fire of Liberty. I'm going to go into that, but for now... and I don't do it just to join the bandwagon of trolling Snoop Dogg and Bow Wow and Madonna for the things they said. And there's some other ones, too, out there who indirectly I have trolled before. But the point is, McCain. Okay, I'll say their name. And then there are others. But the point is, it's not necessarily about the name calling. It's just about the awakening of the spirit that is within all of us. It's not just about this person has this mentality structure of control that is enslaving themselves. It's about you can be free you can free your mind from all that. You can free yourself, be free so much more. That's what what's just so great about living in this country and being alive in this country and supporting this country and defending this nation and really being aware of all the great things that the veterans have done, their missions, their stories, their legacy, their essence, their epic tales, their epic change, their epic drive, and their ultimately their, in a sense, their ferocity. To be fearless, we it's a level of awakening towards where we had a certain type of stigma that it's not a stigma, let me use a better word. No, yeah, let me say stigma. Stigma to use a certain type of framework to manipulate a consultation of thought forms that misdirect a certain level of mentality that sways from a certain type of status quo that is desired to be kept. What I mean by this is not necessarily, which is a very unique thing about how I describe it, it's not necessarily about, and I've been able to really think big picture, which I'm also going to explain in a little bit, for a very long time. Think big picture for a very long time, which is a very key part of this wonderful, lovely, beautiful transition of Renaissance into this golden age and into paradise, is that it's not, and this is something, once again, I can only say uniquely, like, it's not something that's necessarily negative to have the type of control manipulative stigmas that are obviously obsolete, and the examples are obvious, all right? So, moving on from there, it's more like, because we're able to understand the actual coherence of what it means to ratify, clarify, and delegate with discernment on a more higher consciousness level awareness, we can, we and independently and individually coalesce in a sort of beautiful, establishable, like as in buildable and engineerable, grand idea and grand free point of view and expansive, really more fluid thought form, mindset, and a higher capacity to think and to be cognitive, especially when it comes to what it means to be free. That is absolutely essential in the very advocacy of pushing the importance of freedom itself, in the understanding of what it means to not only exist to support that idea, but to exist as the idea that supports the very legacy of this wonderful transition. That is the most fantastic sentient organization of, not organization, but organized, not organized either. Just kind of a free set of abilities, in a sense, and a free set of to be a free spirit in an environment where once again it's accelerated pace of freedom that expands from what was before, while at the same time keeping the individual characteristics. What gives us our personality. Because yes, we're all children of God, but we have personalities, which is beautiful. And that's the thing that's very, very uniting, is we are united. And especially since we're united, we're fearless. Because what is there to fear when we are all one with one another? And of course, that's not just, and I've mentioned this before in previous podcasts, it's not just about us and what our political and economic views and how they connect as one, but how we are connected, to Mother Nature, to nature and to the sky and to the stars. And of course, that is the land that we're propelling ourselves into. And every single example, every single day has a great leader that has the ability and capacity and understanding and has done the abilities to actually lead in this positive light, and the very type of revealing that is done by these people is essential. As crazy as it sounds, but I've said it before, it's not necessarily crazy what they've done. It's eye-opening, clearly, and literally liberating, because we can now, in a sense, establish, which was previous, this is the past now, but we established a benchmark of an accelerated slingshot into that age of paradise, once again. And so, what it's ending? What is the very thing that's ending? Because the very structures that we thought could not be fixed and could not be freed from are falling apart. Not that the structures are bad, because they're not necessarily just falling apart, but they're creating more better foundations and creating better pillars and columns and new ways to connect. What does that mean? It means the same type of, and of course, I'm going to bring up history a little bit, the same kind of foundations that were previously done can be more advanced because they are more conclusive to the types of structures that were always meant to be. Okay, so really back to the history that I was going to describe. I just read an interesting quote, and it is on point, which actually describes what I was going to describe in history. So I'll do the quote first, and then I'll explain the history lesson. Man is born to live and not prepared to live. Man is born to live and not prepared to live. So, history, and actually I'm going to use the more recent events example. 2001, it was all about preparing to live. Prepare to be into this area. I mean, when at the same time, which is what I was really, really big on not too long ago, I mean, for years actually now, is NESARA. I mean, if that positive side of the Prosperous program was supposed to, be made and supposed to come to light on that very day, why didn't it happen? And if peace was to be brought to the world completely, why is it not maintained? And the very lame reasons to cause continued. Let me give you a better example. The reasons to cause more unity and peace are so clear and evident, so strong. It's like it's so easy, not only easy to be a part of, but willing and wanting to be a part of, because this is what everybody wants to be in it. Everybody does. And really, that's just the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because everybody wants to be a part of a true age of liberty. Everybody wants to be a part of Renaissance. That's what we're doing. That's telling the truth. I mean, speaking out about it, even just a little bit, it's how you really hit it on the head. Like, we can not just continue to do this. Like, we become a whole new level of celebrities, and that's why it's so important. That's why the future generation, that's why I say every single human being is important, because every single human being is such an important, incredible, beautiful, characteristical character into this marvelous story that is life. Hey, because look. This is such a magnificent journey, such a magnificent understanding, such a magnificent essence of stability and sustainability, that this goes to everybody's importance of individuality and independence. And that means, because here's the thing, everybody can have a very important part in being a part of this level of freedom, because it's not just maintaining anymore, it's about accelerating and advancing, advancing the entirety of society, advancing with new levels of technologies and ideologies, mindsets, and peaceful prosperous, and that's a wonderful thing because in a sense, we here's a wonderful bridge. It's like, excuse me. Here's one of the wonderful bridges is that you got the ambassador of the Gartha coming to New York, Garden City, New York, in August. Near the end of August, the last weeks of August, and that is absolutely extraordinary. And it's almost like it's like time. It's almost. It seems like time's not moving fast enough in a sense. It's like this acceleration of advancing, of propelling, of slinging yourself in a slingshot and like launching, and it's so wonderful. It's like launching people into the greatest future possibly imaginable. And it's like, also that phrase, the future is now. We can, once again co-create like we are. What's really big is, there's no longer, it's hard to, let me rephrase that. It's easy to build a story of freedom and to build upon that, because that is what people support, what ultimately nobody can deny. Wow, that was so well said. You can't deny, the ability to want to be free, especially when it comes to liberty, of course, when it comes to the pursuit of happiness and life. There's an instinct, a human instinct. That's a part of it. A human instinct that we can rally behind. It's huge. So, be aware. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like, this is so beautiful. It's everything, every single day is a magical moment. Every single moment is a magical time. And every single life is a beautiful part of creation. And we get to be more in tune with each other, with one another, and we get to be more gracious, more grateful, and more excited and appreciative in more ways than possibly thought it possible. Because here's the thing. Those who have gone before us to create many great inventions and many great buildings and structures and build countries and build civilizations, those who have been on Atlantis and Lemuria and have migrated to Inner Earth or to Agartha or to Hollow Earth and have lived there peacefully, those civilizations who have advanced themselves enough to make their own craft that are able for space flight. Those civilizations that have built the foundations of how the idea that the collective people can send via the First Amendment up to Congress what type of, in a sense, things can be done to also keep tyranny in check. And tyranny is, it's actually, the truth of the matter is not really, it is a big issue. It really is kind of, because here's the thing, it's known now. It's put in the light, and it's kind of, we're wiser. We're not going to repeat history, because look at what's happening in North Korea. Look at that situation. When the amount of prosperity that's happening not only here, but the amount of prosperity of Renaissance, it's going to transform the way that even those people over there view their lives. Of course, we're already moving on to zero-point energy, and they don't even have electricity yet. Well, they have it, but it's only in a small part of North Korea. Anyway, the point is that's a major issue that's going on there, and same thing with Communist China. But we've already awoken to that because the ability to provide solutions are so numerous and so incredibly hugely beneficial that it's for one, it's already underway. For two, it's already been underway. For three, it's kind of an unstoppable positive force, which is good. Positivity is very, very good because it's a win-win situation for everything that's all around. And that's what's obviously obvious right now, especially if you're informed. But if you're informed enough to like connect the three dots, which I would say there's more dots, of course, but it would be not saying that like this is the only way and this is how it must be, but it's kind of like, like a project, like you put together a science fair project. You get some styrofoam circular balls and you stick some toothpicks in it and you paint it each a different color and you put it on a little platform thing foundation, and then you put circles to connect the other circles, and then you build a little project that you name the solar system. That was a little third grade project that I did, and I thought it was really cool. I mean, it was I'm not gonna lie, it was actually no, it was kind of fun going shopping at this hardware store, buying the styrofoam balls and painting them, and then making my little project out of the solar system. That's the thing. Like, it's not like that's how the solar system works, but it's like that's a wonderful model that we can get to understand. So here's a wonderful model that we can literally understand that's based off the truth, which is how we can create styrofoam circles for the solar system. We can create a wonderful way to entice and be involved in universal peace, which is the three dots, which are Agartha, connected with the idea of America and what it means, what it supports, that idea of liberty and freedom, and you combined it with paradise and universal peace, which is to be, of course, in a sense, united with all human beings and all life on earth, and united peacefully and prosperously with the rest of the universe, which is huge. So, like, look, you got many peaceful confederations. You got many, the Confederation of Planets. You got many peaceful planets out there. You got many paradisical planets. You got paradise on Earth, just sitting right there in Shambhala or in most of Agartha. I say most of Agartha, and then Telos is paradisical compared to, I'd say, most of the world. So, well, they've been advanced for a very long time. So that's kind of the spearhead that we want to hit on. It's this type of stuff actually accelerates our own, in a sense, spiritual development. The love of God, the love of man, the love of our brother, of our sister, of the human spirit, and of the spirit of God, and of all of us together being united, especially here in America. What it means to be free, what it means to be independent, what it means to love freedom and democracy, true democracy, and what it means to be a part of this republic, of building this republic. And everybody wins, all right? Everybody, it's a win-win all around. And ultimately, it's very interesting because, sure, you can put it on the spot that these guys are definitely in the spotlight, but the spotlight is the light that's ultimately inside, which is, in a sense, me kind of biased for me because I see the goodness in everybody. But the point is, well, that's also debatable. But the point is, I do see such a wonderful light in everybody because the Spirit of God lives in each and every one of us. And as we let our own light shine and unconsciously give others permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fears, our presence liberates others. Fearlessness is how we become fearless. We are fearless because we are free from that which was what was claiming us, which is nothing to be afraid of because fear is a mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration, but, I will face my fears. so it is. That's a great quote. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. God bless America.